G'day, Ben from Melbourne here, and I have the best record collection in the VC, in YouTube, in the entire world. Well, it's the best record collection for me. You're probably wondering what the friggin' hell am I on about. A little while back, I watched a video by Mazzy, the Maslow's dog, that's right, Norman Maslov, and he had the clickbaity title of I have the best record collection on YouTube. And interesting take on that. Apparently the idea came from the metal theologian. It got me kind of thinking about what I got, why have I got it, why I collect in the way that I do. And things like, do I see myself as a record collector, even though behind me probably says yes. So I wrote down a few little questions to ask myself, and I don't know if you want to turn this into a thread, go for your life, put the spotlight back on yourself, answer these questions of why you're a weirdo like me with lots of records that none of your friends and family understand. Why do you need all that shit when you can just stream it all? Anyway, we won't get into the format war and all that shit. So, first thing, what's important to you in your record collection? To me personally, one of them is it diversity? Is it styles of music? Do you think that makes your record collection well-rounded? Do you think it's important to focus on one thing? I don't know. Me personally, I believe like having a wide range of stuff is interesting. I always like learning about new music and obscurities and things like that as I go along. Always, never kind of wanted to just listen to the same stuff over and over and over and overanalyze it. That's just me. Might have a different view. So as far as diversity goes, I guess I'll show a few things and hold on to your hats. None of this is Australian because I thought I would, in the name of diversity, show it. I do have heaps of other stuff, and I'm not going to cover like most people out there. The majority of my stuff is probably rock, psych, punk, new wave, hardcore, all of the stuff that is covered under that. So I'm not really going to go into that. So we've got things like Jody Reynolds, which is a rockabilly, early rock and roll record. I like country. Sanford Clark. Blues, of course. Great Robert Pete Williams. I like me some jazz. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. This Icelandic jazz ensemble. I really love dub, ska, and roots reggae music. Linval Thompson there. And of course the ska revival is one of my favorites. The Beat. Krautrock or cosmic music as they call it. It's a bit of cluster. Movie soundtracks, is that a genre? Probably not, but anyway, this is from a film called Beyond the Black Rainbow. So I guess soundtracks have a whole world of diversity within that. Lot stuff like hip hop. May not realize I love a lot of hip hop. There's a great Black Alicious. Also love a lot of electronic music. This is Emeralds. I like Zamrock and Nigerian funk and things like that. So this is Chrissy Zebi Tembo. If you like the fuzz in your Zamrock, you'll like this. Love the French yee girls and French pop music. of the 60s and early 70s. Bit of Serge Gainsbourg's not bad either. I even got me some Ravi Shankar, some of that Indian, or is it orchestral? I don't know. I just like it. Those shocking, shaking days. This is like a, what is it? Indonesian psychedelic progressive hard rock and funk. Great cover. Some Italian prog with Goblin. Japanese hard rock, experimental, Japanese pop, all sorts of things. Like Japan itself is fantastic for music. Some Scandinavian psych. Bit of tie-dye. Heavier side of, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Luke Thung. I'm sure you'll correct me because I know I'm totally wrong with that. Turkish psych funk. Metal, Electric Wizard. Soul music, Little Bob and the Lollipops, great album. Purple Image with a bit of funk. I like modern classical music, things like Johan Johansson. Love ambient music. I'm not going to say that because I don't know how. Spoken word kind of stuff with a bit of music in the background. And, you know, everybody loves music made by a cult. Check out that dude. So, I think diversity is a good thing. As a muso too, it's good to have a wide range of stuff to listen to because everything seeps in its way. Not saying that my band's going to turn into like Mongolian throat singers or anything like that, but it's good to just expose yourself to different stuff. That's how I feel about it. Another thing is in your collection, I guess the next kind of question would be, are you a completist? Or do you like, I guess this ties in with two things. So I'm going to say, like, with The Fall, I'm nearly a completist. I only got 3 records to get, and I've got all of their studio albums, which is silly why I'm showing a live record after having said that. I think there's like nearly 40 records I've got of The Fall, and not including, another thing, do you collect other formats? 10 inches, 4 with a great track on here called Hey Student, and another 4 on 7-inch. So you're one of those people who has to have everything by that band. I do to a certain point if I'm into that band, but I will drop off that band if they release a stinker. I don't feel I need to have everything if the music's not good, but there are bands like The Fall, Sparks, Nick Cave, etc., who I think just continue to make really interesting stuff the whole time. Of course, some albums are better than others, but the thing about those bands is they're never boring. So yeah, is it about just having the classics? No, I'm obviously taking the piss here, but to me the Residents are a classic, but you know what I'm talking about when I say the classics. Do you need that? Or do you prefer to have like the obscure stuff that nobody else has? Like a compilation of 10 inches by the Mirrors, Electric Eels and Styrenes, all bolted together in this weird little set with a booklet and shit. Like that. Or what about OGs, original things? Like, I don't have many because they're too freaking expensive, but one of my ones I'm proud of is Andy Capp's Pop Top on the Tiger label. Fantastic reggae skinhead stuff. Yeah, or reissues is another thing. Like, this is the Ruts reissue. Like, there's no way I could find an original of this at a decent price. And do you buy OGs because you think they sound better? Do you like those expensive friggin' reissues because you think they sound better. Is it money versus need, want, blah, blah, blah? That's a big question. Speaking of having everything, or do you prefer like a really curated record collection, or more sprawling of you'll just buy stuff because you like the look of that cover, or you're just going to stick to your list? Do you care what others think? Is that why you're on YouTube, or when you have friends around? Is it a little bit of? I know that everyone's going to say no. I gotta love the music, man. But is there a little bit of, hey, check this cool thing that I've got? Or you just enjoy turning friends onto new music and that kind of thing. So we're all a little bit of a show off, or otherwise we wouldn't be on YouTube showing all of this stuff. And I guess that leads into, do you see your collection in terms of what you have or what you don't have? I might be a don't have person because I always see things. I'm like, oh, how did I miss that? I got to have that sort of thing. That's a gaping hole in my collection. I think I'm one of those people, which I hate to admit. But yeah, it's a personal thing, and it's just interesting how people perceive themselves. Do you see yourself as a record collector? Like, I guess I am now, but it was kind of like I bought records and CDs and what have you as a byproduct of being a music fan who would want to chase up stuff. Like, a lot of the times when I had no money, I would go to shows and see bands and that, and if I particularly loved them, I would buy whatever they had on the door. Back then it was quite cheap to buy that band's CD or 7-inch or something like that, and started from that. And then I had I'm in the age of where I was around records when I was a kid. That was the format, so I had some records then, got given records by people who decided to jump on the CD thing, and I'm never giving them back. Anyway, yeah, that was very sprawling and big, and I was kind of hoping it would be more specific, the questions. But if you want to try and dig out some of the questions in that and have a crack and tell me how you feel about your collection. Anyway, something to chew on over the break. Everybody take care of you and yours, and have a good one. See ya. Extra bonus question. Across your entire collection, can you see a theme of why you buy what you buy? You have all different types of music, I'm sure, but what is it about each genre that attracts you to it? For me, it would have to be, and whether it's, rock, I think it's because I grew up in the indie era, and, the weirder, the better, and I like that. So I never say I don't like a genre, because within that genre, no matter what it is, there's always the very cheesy stuff, and then there's, like, at the other end of the spectrum, the very hardcore stuff of that. And I think I maybe lean more to the hardcore, no matter what the style. I seem to like stuff which has got a bit of edge to it, a bit of experimentation. I like music where it surprises me, whether that could just be like a good indie pop song, which is a verse, chorus, and then you go, oh, didn't expect that little bit after the chorus. Something as simple as that, or really, really noisy, wild stuff. Or if it's like slow and quiet, it seems to be, even if that, like a band like Low, which even though they're very quiet and beautiful, there's a bit of an edge and a bit of darkness and I guess melancholy to that as well. So that is what I think the running theme is, no matter what I collect. Jazz, funk, soul, hip hop, it's got to have a bit of oomph, bit of edge. Yeah. Okay, now you can go.